Hello and welcome to News Sense, where you'll get a grip on latest news breaks and events. I'm Srinivasan. Andhra Pradesh will soon become the first English medium state in India. This means all school going children in that state will be learning English. Be it science, maths, social studies, or geography, all would be taught in English. Surprise? The children, of course, will learn their mother tongue Telugu, but only as a language. It won't be a medium of instruction anymore. How cool! Why did Andhra Pradesh choose to educate its children in English language? Does this mean a virtual death sentence for Telugu? How would children learn in English when most of their parents would be unfamiliar with the language? Especially the first generation learners, those from rural and remote backgrounds. Who will help the children with their homework? What about teachers? How many of them can actually converse or explain concepts in English? We know very well that in India, many so called English medium schools, teachers realistically speak in local languages. You shouldn't be surprised to know that even English is taught with the aid of local language. For instance, a primary teacher in Hindi region would actually tell the children cat means billi. Or in rural Tamil Nadu, a teacher may say K stands for kite or pattam. Of course, they may give visual reference, but there is nothing better than describing it in their local language. Now, Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy of Andhra Pradesh has decided to enforce the decision despite adverse ruling by the courts. He is justifying his stand by taking the popular route and approaching the parents, 96% of whom have given a resounding yes for getting their wards educated in English medium. Only 3% parents insisted on Telugu as medium of instruction. The reasoning is simple. The government says the decision is taken, and I quote, with a long-term objective of making children in Andhra Pradesh prepared for challenges and career opportunities of the 21st century so that they could grow into global citizens. Unquote. The state is actually preparing for the future. There are 63,000 schools in Andhra Pradesh. 71% of these are run by government. Already, many of these schools have opted for English as the medium of instruction. Most private schools, in any case, prefer English as a medium of instruction. Now, we all know, and it is proven by many studies, that those who get an education have higher incomes, have more opportunities in their lives. It decreases the risk of unemployment. Familiarity with English language opens more doors. Most white-collar and higher-paying jobs require English as a medium of communication. More so in the private sector, which is nowadays expanding very rapidly. Now, aspirational sections of society, even among those in the margins, want their children to be educated in English medium as they see it as a passport to a better future. The trend, though more prevalent in the south, is not unique. In fact, people in many northern states too wish to move in that direction. A report prepared by UDISC, Unified District Information System for Education, set up by the Union government, confirms the trend. Its report for 2019-20 that covered 26.5 crore children from primary to senior secondary level in over 15 lakh schools all over India came out with the revelation that more and more states are preferring English as a medium of instruction. The UDISC survey has shown that the biggest increase in proportion of children choosing English medium for education is Haryana. Yes, Haryana. Again, surprised? The state has witnessed a 23 percentage point jump in number of English medium schools in 2019-20. Mind you, a 23 percentage point jump in 5 years. 2014-15 data reveals that the medium of instruction was already English in 27.6% schools, which means more than 50% schools in Haryana are now in English medium. They teach their children in English. The same survey shows Telangana following up with a jump of 21.7 percentage points for 2014-15, placing nearly 74% students in English medium schools. Interestingly, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh have the smallest proportion of children studying in Telugu medium schools. In Andhra Pradesh, less than a third of children study in Telugu medium. With this decision, the number is likely to go up. Now, if we were to look at other southern states, only 35% schools in Kerala teach their children in their mother tongue, Malayalam. Even in a state like Tamil Nadu, where the identity politics revolves around mother tongue, Tamil, the preferred medium of instruction now is English. In 2014-15, English was the preferred medium in 42.6% of schools. By 1920, the figure has jumped to 57%. Even in Karnataka, now a BJP-ruled state, there is a 20 percentage point jump in preference for English in 5 years ending 2019-20. Now, coming back to Andhra Pradesh, Jagan Mohan Reddy has set a clear target. He wants the primary education to go in English in next 3 or 4 years in all subjects. The process of elimination of Telugu medium, though being formalized now, the trend had already set into motion a few years ago. The move would have obvious repercussions on middle and higher secondary schools. This has, of course, upset educationists who cite studies and say that educational outcomes improve when children are taught in their mother tongue. Though there is a proliferation of, within quotes, English medium private schools all over India, anecdotally, the teachers hardly speak English. Most teaching happens in their mother tongue, as I have already told you earlier. While purists would argue and lament about the path education is taking, a large section of middle class is unwilling to accept the argument. The medium of education is English in 60% of schools in Delhi. Now, Kancha Ilayya, writer and Dalit activist, has welcomed Jagan Mohan's move, saying this was one of the election promises he made and therefore he must keep it. He says the debate over English language is the hypocrisy of ruling class. In a write-up he says, and I quote from that, if the rural lower caste children or poor study in English medium in their villages, the Telugu language dies. Why it did not die in all the houses and colonies of the rich whose children studied and studying only in English medium and private schools? How could they become the rulers of the states and the nation by studying only in English medium? Now, that's his question. He goes on to say, from Jagan Mohan Reddy to Akhilesh Yadav to Rahul Gandhi to Nirmala Sitharaman to Nara Lokesh to K.T. Ramarao to Sachin Pilot to Jyotiraditya Scindia, all are English medium educated leaders. Should not the rural poor and the lower caste youth also aspire to emerge like them? What is wrong with this policy? I think it's a very valid question. All this flies in the face of language chauvinism or politics based on language as an identity. One obvious reason could be that the society itself has evolved. But unfortunately, India's education policy over the years have failed its languages. Recently, Home Minister Amit Shah wondered why Hindi should not replace English as official language of the Union government. There were howls of protest from non-Hindi speaking states, especially the southern ones, which saw it as yet another attempt to impose Hindi on them. Tamil Nadu has been opposing NEET as common entrance test for medical admissions. The reason is most rural children who study Tamil language as medium of instruction and not exposed to CBSE or Central Board of Secondary Education syllabus are at a disadvantage. There is a merit in the argument, irrespective of the state's efforts to promote Tamil. What is undeniable is the continued growth of English as a language of aspiration. Now, clearly, this is one area where political class seem to be, except of course Jagan Mohan Reddy, seems to be running contrary to popular thinking. For more such videos, log on to www.thefederal.com. You can also watch these videos on our YouTube channel.